For over 30 years, we have to the region. We have been expanding our network across the globe. In the Middle East and Northern Africa, we have Sister Union, Arab States Broadcasting Union, sharing news with us daily. In Europe, we exchange news with over 60 different European broadcasters, them all over the world. Asian news but before. Through improvements in technology, journalists are able to submit and access more news stories and receive updates. Has made it easier to has led to a dramatic increase of items. Can also benefit from avian journalist workshops and attach elevate standards. The making.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nasma Abdul. Information on terror suspect Akidullah, who is a Bangladeshi immigrant. Transit centers. Following the attack, the White House renewed.
A native attempted and failed to properly detonate a homemade pipe bomb. The attacker, called Islamic State, came to the U.S. in 2011 on an F-4 visa, known as a family preference immigrant visa, one that the Trump administration is attempting to curtail.
The president's policy has called for an end to chain migration, and if that had been in place, that would have prevented this individual from coming to the United States. So the president is aggressively going to continue to push forth responsible immigration reform, and ending chain migration would certainly be a part of that process.
The Embassy of Bangladesh condemned the act and declared that the suspected terrorist must be brought to justice. Outside his apartment in Brooklyn, a bomb squad and scores of media inundated an otherwise quiet, diverse residential neighborhood. Alan Butrico, a neighbor who runs a locksmith business down the street, says nothing seemed out of the ordinary.
It was a quiet neighbor. We had no issues with him. He'd walk by the store, go shopping in the bagel store, the grocery store. He hung out in the park across the street. And I thought he was just a shy kid. He never really spoke to anybody.
The suspect was being treated for burns in Manhattan's Bellevue Hospital. The 3 injured bystanders suffered minor injuries, including headaches and ringing ears. Regular traffic resumed by evening. Near the site, some local residents were shaken by the incident. Others showed a calm resolve.
The fear is always present with us, those of us that live in New York. Any sound that is not normal, your body shudders, and you look around to see whether you need to get down on it.
I don't know. I'm not scared. They're on top of the game. Yeah, they are on top of the game. Because after 9/11, none of them really succeed.
Monday's attack was the second terror-related incident in New York City in less than 2 months, and the first suspected bomb to detonate in the New York subway in 23 years. Ramon Taylor, VOA News, New York.
According to estimates, more than 1 million college-educated immigrants in the U.S. are in low-skilled jobs, but they have trouble finding work in their professions, including in the U.S. tech industry, which desperately needs skilled workers. A special technology industry job fair this week in San Francisco brought together refugees and new immigrants with potential employers. VOA's Michelle Quinn reports.
Job fairs are routine here in San Francisco, but this one is special. 50 new immigrants and refugees hailing from countries including Russia, Iran, and Eritrea, looking for work. Khalad Turkmani is from Syria with a degree in computer science. For his first 9 months in San Francisco, he worked survival jobs, selling shoes, assembling furniture, developing websites for $10 an hour.
When you know, like, the same work that anyone else who is born here will get paid $50 an hour, it's like it was super painful. But at the same time, for me, like, work is work.
Turkmani, who has asylum, went through a program at Upwardly Global, an organization that teaches skilled immigrants and refugees how to search for a professional job in the U.S. Here, he learned about networking America style, and now is an IT project manager.
Here in the United States, you are expected to look directly into someone's eyes. And when you meet someone, you have to give them a firm handshake. All those show confidence.
Recent immigrant job seekers have to learn a new way to talk.
Rather they say the team, we, the group, the company, the organization. But in the United States, that is very different. People talk about, I did this.
Ivan Vizlov, a Russian immigrant at the event with his wife, expected tech jobs would be easy to find when they arrived in Silicon Valley.
We are professional. We are professional product manager and business analyst in IT field. That's why we came to the San Francisco.
Vizlov plans to follow up with Yelp, TaskRabbit, and others. And he plans to network at hackathons and job fairs. He has to. For Vizlov,
you will hear the music they play before you even see them. Coming all the way from Australia, a group of young Middle Easterners want to showcase Middle Eastern hospitality through their desert. Sama Dizei reports.
Today we're in the heart of Washington, D.C. It's not always about politics here. Right now, we're listening to Arabic music. Let's go and follow the sound of music and see where it will lead us. Hey, what's happening right now? Why all these crowd are here?
That's a very good question. To give you a quick rundown, we're the Bearded Bakers from Sydney, Australia, and we're here to showcase the Palestinian culture, hopefully in a way that's never been done before, through our food, our music, our hospitality, and personality. So thank you so much for having us, DC. It's been amazing.
Amir and his family have been in the restaurant business for more than 20 years. He also has a background in architecture and came up with the idea of transforming shipping containers into bakeries. That led to launching Kanafa in Sydney, Australia 3 years ago, and now in New York too, and in Washington for a short while.
Kanafa is in DC. We're here, baby. Life is on fire. Look at the crowd. Crazy. I lost my voice. Nothing better than love. Love, love. Yeah.
These bearded bakers don't just bake. They bake with passion, and they love to dance.
I get to dance with people. What do you expect? It's a good time. Everyone loves it. We love you.
If the food does not lure some people, the dancing does. People stop by to get a taste of Middle Eastern culture.
I really like the atmosphere here. It's awesome. It's fun and welcoming, and I can't wait to try this.
This is a beautiful experience. I'm really happy to be part of it.
The pop-up event was hosted by Cotton & Reed, the only rum distillery in D.C., which just celebrated its first anniversary.
I lived in Jordan for a while.
And she lived in Jordan.
Yeah, so
I can see from your coupe.
Yeah, so I got this when I was there, and I've missed the culture so much. I miss the language, I miss the people, and this the hospitable atmosphere that is just so prevalent over in the Middle East. And it's been exactly like that. It's been transplanted right outside our door, basically.
This weekend was our best weekend for all three businesses. Yesterday was our busiest day ever.
Yeah, we shattered
the Kanafe guys. They said that it was their busiest day ever, and Z&Z had their highest profits ever yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's been a really great small business collaboration too.
DC's local Middle Eastern pizza makers, Z&Z, also joined the party.
And I'm so happy that we get to introduce our product to so many people that are missing it. A lot of people craving the za'atar, and now they get to have it on the old-fashioned cooking method, the saj.
We're trying to change the image of what traditional media sees of Arabs, and I think we're doing a great job of portraying a positive image of Arabs.
Chris Hassan Frankie, founder of the first Middle Eastern cocktail bar in the area, also participated.
All my drinks are inspired by the Middle East in one way or the other. Either they have a Middle Eastern ingredient or flavor, or it's the idea for the drink comes after a Middle Eastern song, or even like a Middle Eastern joke. So there's always some element of the Middle East, like with the Arab world or like the greater Middle East in the drinks.
It seems this event to highlight Middle East culture was quite a hit here in Washington. Sama Dizei for VOA News, Washington.
Asia Vision, Asian news through Asian eyes.
A special program created by the U.S. Botanic Garden in Washington gives young students a hands-on opportunity to learn about plants and the importance they play in the day-to-day lives. VOA reporter Julie Tabo recently followed a group of area school children as they discovered what it is like to be a botanist for a day.
This tree will have about 40 to 50 pods. These middle school students from nearby Virginia are learning about the tree Theobroma cacao, the source of chocolate. And inside, look at, what does it look like? It does. It looks just like corn on the cob, doesn't it? During the presentation, they can touch and smell cacao beans and even get to taste a piece of chocolate. From the time of a flower to the chocolate bar in the store, about a year. The hands-on demonstration had an impact.
I learned that chocolate is made from nuts, like really big nuts, like a football.
I learned that chocolate comes out of trees, and I actually really did like the chocolate.
So this is what you guys are going to do today. It's called a Junior Botanist Backpack. The students are participating in a special program at the U.S. Botanic Garden in Washington that's designed to teach them about plants.
You guys found it? No.
Working in teams, they use booklets and tools from specially equipped backpacks to explore the conservatory.
3.5.
They measure bamboo, learn about rare and endangered species, and look for plants that can be found in a jungle. Oh! Many of the students see and smell things they've never experienced before.
I got to see some pineapple and papaya plants. It was fun and I liked it because I learned new things. I like the cactus, like looking at the cactus and some plants that brought medicine and stuff. I was like, that was sweet. That was awesome.
So that's what you guys are in today. It's a greenhouse, or sometimes called a conservatory. Lee Kuykendall, the children's education specialist at the garden, says the program was deliberately designed to give the students an experience they would never forget. At the Botanic Garden, we're always looking for ways to bring our plants alive for people, and especially for our younger visitors, where our food comes from, where medicine comes from, and to connect them with the magic of the plant world. Educator Christina O'Brien appreciates and values the hands-on aspect of the program.
The kids are much more engaged when they get to be up, when they get to touch things, when they get to use a kit and explore.
Find the plant growing here.
That exploration was an inspiring experience for Jenny Martinez.
I want to be a botanist because it looks like fun, because exploring plants and seeing what they do is like fun.
All the different colors.
Julie Tabo, VOA News, Washington.
How can flocks of birds, schools of fish or herds of antelope suddenly change direction, all the individuals adjusting the movement in concert at seemingly the same time? British researchers now have some insight into this behavior, which has puzzled scientists for a long time. VOA's George Puttich has more.
A large flock of starlings performs its endless random dance above a beach in southern England, constantly changing direction as if commanded by a leader. Their movements resemble an organized structure, but careful observations fail to identify the one bird that all the others follow. A group of scientists at the University of Warwick say that's because of birds' instinctive need to maintain optimal density of the flock in order to be able to see through it and watch for predators while keeping the flock together. The lead researcher of the study, Daniel Pierce, says every bird in the flock has the same set of information.
So it's like lots of individuals independently choosing to behave in a way that from the outside looks like a very organized structure, but is actually lots of individuals doing the same thing at the same time.
In video recordings, starlings pursued by a predatory bird showed similar behavior. This was further confirmed by a computer model algorithm simulating a flock of starlings in flight.
Because the flock is always marginally opaque, the individuals are more likely to see the predator, they're more likely to see the responses of other birds to the predator, and also because they're always trying to keep this high information within their view, they always come back together. So the predator are actually unable to permanently split the flock up.
Physics professor Matthew Turner says what works in the air could work in the water.
Fish are a little bit different to birds in they have other senses. They can measure pressure, for example, but basically they're still visually based organisms. They look at one another as they move. So we are optimistic that a very similar kind of model could also explain the behavior of fish.
Scientists say understanding the behavior of birds may help them create algorithms to direct flocks of small robots tasked with forming certain shapes or objects. George Putic, VOA News, Washington.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day.
Asia Vision, Asian news through Asian eyes.
ಕೊಲಮಾಫುಟ್ಟ ಅಳುಂಡ ಫೇವಿ ಹಿಸಾಬುಂ ಕೊಲಮಾಫುರನ್ ತಿವಿದಾಳು ಹೂನು ಮರ್ಹಬಾಯಾಕಿ ಅದಿ ಕೊಲಮಾಫುರಿನ್ ಅಳುಮೆನ್ ತರಗ್ಗಿಯ ಮಿಕುರಾ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬಲಾಯಾಗ ತುಂ ರಂಜು ಕೊದ್ದೆಬಾ ಗೊತ ಅಳುಂಡ ಫಸೇವಾನ ಮಿರಶುಗೆ ಇತುರು ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ನಾಳಾವೆಸ್ ಫುದಿಗೆನ್ ದಾನ ತಫಾತು ಏಕಿ ಕಂತತ ಕೊರವಾಫ್ತಿ ಏ ಶಕೆ ಬೆಸ್ನೆ ಗೊತು ರಾಜ್ಯನ ತರಗ್ಗಿ ಅಳುಮೆಗೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಹುರಿಗೆ ಬಲಾಯಾಗನ್ನು ಅದಿ ಹಮೆ ಯಾಕಿ ಮುಳಿ ಕೊಲಮಾಫುರಿ ಹುಳುವಾದ ಮಟ್ಟಕ ತಿ ದೆವ್ವಿ ಅಳುಮೆನ್ ದೆಮ ಫಿರಿನ ತಳುದಂಡಿ ಅಳುನ್ ಬೇನುಮನಿ ತಿಬೇಫ್ನಗೆ ಕಿತುಗೆ ತಳುದಂಡಿ
ವಿಮೌಗೆ ಫಣರ ವಣದುವ ಹೊಗೆರೆ ನುವೆ ಜೆಹಾರು ಕುಳ್ಮಂಗ್ ಹಮಜೆ ಫಾವಾ